Hi, welcome to the Siglent SPD3303X E digital power supply unboxing. The reason why I'm in a big equipment purchasing splurge is because my understanding of economics and my other studies have suggested that we're going into a bad time when things are going to become unavailable. And if you want to hear more about that, I have a video out. I don't know if it's going to be out before or after this video called Atlas is Shrugging, showing you the predictions of Atlas Shrugged. And so far, we are in the beginning stages of what that book, I don't want to say declares, it's a story, but it's written, it's kind of like a story written to say this are the steps, events that are going to happen in America's future. And it looks like we've actually hit the opening stages of those events. And from the book standpoint, high technology is going to start disappearing. But I'll leave the story for the book. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but I'm not taking chances. So I've put up a lot of money and used a lot of Patreon funds to start buying this equipment now. Because we need it for the railgun project anyway. And for future. Now what comes, this is evidently the power supply. They give you a USB cable. A quick start guide with a lot of, looks like erratas in it. A set of leads. Same kind of leads, only banana jack. These are spade connector, these are banana jack. And a power connector. This piece of equipment, I forgot the price. I will put the price on the screen when I do the post-production, but it was in the ballpark of about $300. And I like Siglent, okay? I purchased a while back the Siglent 5.5 digit multimeter, and I'm very happy with its performance. I like it because it's got a big bright display, easy to see on the camera when I'm doing videos. I like Siglent's color scheme. I like their layout. I like the overall feel and touch and feel of their equipment. Yeah, that's more subjective than objective, but hey, you know, when you're slaving away in a laboratory, it's better to have equipment you want to touch rather than equipment that's just yucky. Probably should not cut this, but all right. Yes, nice color scheme. Okay, there's no lift up. Let me use a roll of tape to lift it up so you can see it better. I'm going to put you on pause so I can go plug it in. Okay, as I was plugging it in, I noticed something on the back which says verify power line voltage setting. Okay, so what this is so you can use this in Europeans or other power systems where you can do, you know, this right now is set up for 220 volt operation. It can be set up for 100 volt, 120 volt, 220 and 230, right? And so that's what we have to do here. We have to change this. We have to adjust this for 120 volt operation, which means I have to shift these little buttons here to the right, according to this little diagram here. Okay, so now I can plug it in. And let's see it. Okay. Always good to turn. Oh, that humming noise is my airflow. Okay, it's kind of glary out here because right with the garage door open, it's very bright outside. But okay, this shows the two channels here. There's channel 1 and channel 2. It'd be nice if they had color coded that. And there should have been a third channel on here. Oh, there's the third channel. And the third channel can be set up just for standard voltages like 2.5, 3.3, and 5 volts. So this is what you'd use for your standard digital logic or whatever you're going to do development of Arduino. So that's nice. That's a nice little feature. These here can go up to 32 volts at 3.2 amps. And because they're isolated supplies, you can actually gang them together to get 64 volts total voltage output. And here's the ground. Now, what a lot of people don't realize when they use this equipment is all 3 of these voltage supplies are floating. So they have to make sure they tie them to ground, or however they want, because this you can make this a negative voltage supply if you tie the positive to ground, and you can make this your positive voltage supply by tying the negative to ground, because this is going to be 32 volts here, 0 to 32 volts between these 2 points here, but it's floating. These are also floating, and I believe these are also floating. Okay, so you need to establish what your ground reference is, because you can make this a negative voltage supply, again, just by grounding the positive side. So ground becomes your 0 volts, and that means this is going to be 32 volts negative of your ground, and this will become your negative 30 volt power supply, if that's how you're going to set it up. Okay, and oh, it's nice. You can output waveforms on this. Oh, I did not know that. It's not just it's also a small waveform generator too. Oh, isn't that special? Well, I'm going to get into this a little bit later. This is just the unboxing video. This is for everyone to see, and I'm going to do a more in-depth view of this for Patreon members, because this equipment was purchased mostly with Patreon funds. They paid for it, so they get to see the more in-depth review of it. But right now, from what I see, the fit and finish is really nice of this. And we're going to go put it on the scope later and use the scope with it and just see how stable the power supplies are, how noise-free they are, and do all that more in-depth stuff. So this is, again, the unboxing of the 3 power outlet power supply. Very nice layout with the 3 power supplies. Very happy with it. It's not that expensive compared to the more expensive Agilent ones. Oh, and they got commands. Okay, they're using standard what we call Skippy commands. So this you would actually interface with what's called a Telnet application. Real easy. They're available just in about every programming language, and they tell you what the command languages are. So this is a really nice power supply. This has got the full ability to be remote controlled, and it's got full features. It's not just a dumb power supply. It's really, really nice. But we'll put it into use, and that'll be more for the Patreon members, since a significant portion of this was paid out of Patreon funds. And thank you.